Right, we are back here at the Dalby Australian Stock Horse Sale Camp Draft Challenge. It's a big weekend. Catching up with the boys here from Martins Stock Haulage. I've got to make sure I get it right and go from there. Firstly, Jason, thank you very much, for joining me and dressing down. I like the way you've dressed yourself down.
Well, it's a mental health thing. That's what the truck's about. So we had to dress to impress.
I like that, and we will get onto that in a second. The number one rule is you turn your phone on to silent before you start an interview. Adam, thank you very much for joining me as well. These trucks are unbelievable, aren't they?
They're very cool. We're very proud of the pink one and the TradMutt truck, and what better place to show them off is at the Stock Horse Sale.
That's actually nice of water for Waston and True off the water truck too. We're actually getting a bit of a share at the same time.
Sweating here.
I've noticed. Don't worry, it's all good. Rightio. Firstly, Martins, turn around that way. Stock Haulage. Got to make sure I get it the right way. It's good when there's on those hats, and that hat. I'm trying to get one of those hats. Anyone wondering? Free? Do you throw a free when someone buys a truck? Or he'll find me one.
Make us look good in the interview.
I'm trying, but this is one of the more random ones. You guys cart stock everywhere. You're here at Dalby, but you guys are Australian-wide.
Yeah, so we run cattle right around the country. You name a place and we'll be there to cart them professionally. Yep. First time, right time, all the time.
Logistically, it must be, fun and challenging from time to time, especially when the weather comes in.
Oh, I think this year's probably been more challenging than fun. Massive amounts of cattle moving around the place, and the shortage of good people is biting. So, yeah, this year's been a huge challenge for us.
When you say good people driving the trucks?
People driving the trucks, yeah.
And looking after them.
Yeah.
Jason, you do have such a huge responsibility as well. I mean, the camp drafts can't operate without cattle. Even the sale doesn't operate without them because they need them for the dry works. But it's not just that. It's actually moving, people's livelihoods from one spot to another. It is a very essential job for rural Australia, isn't it?
It is very, yep. A lot of people out there, that's how they make their living, selling cattle, and they've got to get from A to B. Yeah. And we're there to give the service.
Yeah, and this Australia-wide part, you guys would have found some towns and that you would never knew existed for a while, I'd imagine.
Yeah, Adam actually mentioned a town today, and I said, "Where's that?"
Is it in Queensland?
Yes, it was.
Oh, yeah, that's even worse for you, isn't it? Yeah. Rightio, the colour of the trucks. Now we're standing behind this beautiful. I'm going to say predominantly blue because it is blue, but it's just got a little bit of everything. Where did the brainwave, and I use that term very loosely, come from for this truck?
Well, last year we did the Pink Mac. Yep. That was for women in the industry.
Yep.
And we were just sitting at the club one night and thought, well, now we've done one for the girls, we should do one for the boys. So this is TradMutt, which is the men's mental health organisation.
Yep.
And they're trying their hardest to spread the word. If you've got a problem, for God's sake, ring up. And we thought, what better way to spread the word, get this out there. And
it's actually born here last year.
It was?
Yeah. The amount of people that have seen it and looked at it and read what it's about. And hence that. The TradMutt people have had quite a few phone calls from people with mental health looking for help, so all because they saw this truck.
And it is so important, like I said there before, about the weather, getting cattle in and out. A person's demeanour can change overnight simply because of what's happening, something that happened on TV and it can change so quickly.
Yes, it can. It can.
And it affects a lot of us. I'll happily put my hand up. I've said on quite a few of these. I've had my own demons. Mm-hmm. I don't touch the source anymore, and that. So you've got to be able to combat it. Yeah. Effectively, that's what this is for. Is actually not to raise money or anything like that. It's to make people sit up and say, let's have a conversation.
Anything for this truck. We just want people to be safe and healthy.
Yep. And if they're not healthy, there's a place to go.
And the truck was only 2 or 3 weeks old, and the guys from TX and TradMutt were talking to Jason and said they'd had 13 phone calls in the first week. And Jason and I were talking, and he said, no, if we've saved one life out of having this truck, we're winning. So that's what this is all about.
Yeah, well, and I think that's well done to both of you guys for that. We will touch on the pink truck in a minute. TradMutt, just a little bit. I don't know which one of you guys want to, but
this is Jason, baby. This one too.
Yeah. So what I've never heard of them, and I'm from Bendigo, Victoria. So we want to get the message out there about who these guys are and what they do.
Yep, they're a Queensland mob. They were just 2 tradies, and they lost some friends to mental health and thought they had to do something. So they started making all these Larry shirts, and then they sort of slowly got them out there, and then they started up a Funky Friday shirt thing. So we've got all our staff now that every Friday we all wear a Larry shirt. They've teamed up with Bunnings and quite a few other big ones just with Larry stuff and they call it, like up there, this is a conversation starter.
Yeah.
And it is, like, I went to America last year and wore all these different shirts, and people actually pull you up in the street and ask you, what's that about? And that's how the conversation starts about mental health, and just got to get the people talking. And they're trying to push, and we thought, well, what better way to get it out into the bush than with a big mobile billboard like this?
Did you, were you conservative before these guys come along? Were you, just the dark blue shirts and you were, and now this is what they've done to you?
Yep, that's exactly right.
And you enjoy it?
Yeah, love it.
Because I might be wrong. Well, I'm not. I know because I've lived it. But when you see something and it starts, you then have a whole different conversation. So you might be going to a bar thinking you're going to talk cricket or football or rugby up here. I better be careful. And you end up talking mental health and how to combat it and where they can get help.
Yep. Well, I don't mind doing that. I've actually done that this week, as long as it's helping somebody.
Yeah.
And the first step is starting that conversation.
Yeah.
And mate, if it helps someone, I'm happy to sit down and listen and just let them get it out.
I know I did an interview with a gentleman last year, mental health, same thing, Rob Peachy, at another draft. And 6 o'clock the next morning, he'd had a phone call. My husband needs help. That guy was given help by 12 o'clock that day.
Yeah.
That's so people be getting that message out there.
Yeah.
Now, let's not sell the pink truck short either, because I have got pictures of it. It's cool. It's proper Larry.
Yeah. So the pink truck come about. Both Jason and I have got daughters. We wanted to promote women in our industry. So we've got women right through our whole business, drivers, operations, into senior management. And there's no harder working people than the ladies in our business. So we wanted to do something to show them that we care, and we want to promote them and push them forward. So anything we can do, they can do just as well.
Yep.
So that's what that truck's about. And we've got some amazing sponsors on the back wall of that truck, as you would have seen, that all jumped behind it and wanted to push that forward too.
It's a great cause, and I think the pink definitely resonates with breast cancer, but ladies as well. I mean, I've got a daughter as well. She's not real keen on pink. Both your daughters probably aren't either, but it's not.
Mine both love it. They're only little.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
Mine did, but grew out of it real quick.
Yeah, that's funny how it happens, isn't it?
Yep.
It really is. But it is such an important part. And so many people have daughters. Everyone has a mother. Everyone has a grandmother. So, I mean, we have to be aware of that and make sure we get those messages out there. Guys, I commend you. I think both these are outstanding. As I said, this one probably kicks home a little bit to me as well, like I have, and I understand it. And I will say to anyone out there watching this, if you have issues, don't be scared. And
please speak up.
Yeah, but if you're not happy with the response you got, there's plenty of people out there.
Call someone else.
Call
someone else.
That's one thing I learnt very quickly. Like, you've got to go out and
We've
chase
all got that one person that we can talk to. So
yeah. And if you've got a mate and you're worried about him, ring them. Give them a call. That's always easy as well.
How you going, mate?
Yeah. Doesn't hurt, does it?
No, it doesn't. Doesn't hurt and doesn't cost you a thing.
No.
And it's not that hard once you get used to it.
Yeah. Don't take this the wrong way, guys, but it's quite funny. You guys, big, solid units. Probably play scrum half or something like that. How do I go? Is that the right word or not? I don't know.
Not really, but
no. Okay, I was going. Okay, this is a drop kick. I didn't have a clue. But it's you don't fit that build, if you like, of talking about these sort of issues and things like that. So I reckon well done to you guys for getting the message out there in such a way, but also being prepared to stand up here and have a robust chat about it. You won't get any ribbon. I'll tell you that. That's one great thing I reckon where society's gone. Yeah. Maybe 5 years ago you might have got a bit of ribbon. You guys will not get ribbon now. People will say they saw the interview and go from there, and they'll be wondering whether you weakened and gave me a hat. That's what they'll be worried about.
No, I haven't yet.
I got to try. Boys, thank you. Well done for everything you're doing. Well done also with the camp drafts. I know recently I was at Chinchilla and your trucks were going in and out there as well. So I know how much work you guys do behind the scenes. I would imagine you get horrible phone calls at horrible hours of the night. So well done for that from the camp draft point of view. But hats off for both these organisers.
Giving a bit back as well, so that's what this is about.
I think it's awesome, guys. And anyone wants to know what's the best way? What do you call them? TradMutt.
TradMutt,
and that's it. And they can just go there.
Yep. Google TradMutt or TX. Yep. This is a conversation starter.
Phone numbers there. Give them
they're all on Facebook, Instagram. Google them. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Jace, thank you.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, mate.
Thank you very much, mate.
Thanks, mate. Love the shirt.